and welcome to the Why Not Today podcast. I am your host, Leslie Kane. And for more than 30 years, I've built businesses through relationships, referrals, networking, and consistent action. I've also helped many people build businesses. And so now I help service-based entrepreneurs find more opportunities, attract more clients, and grow their businesses with confidence. If you're ready for practical strategies, encouragement, and accountability to help you move forward, you're in the right place. So let's jump in today's episode. So today's episode, I titled, it may change, but the entrepreneurial roller coaster and the journey of Why Not Today. I actually did some social media and email posts about the roller coaster ride as an entrepreneur and how true that is. And so most entrepreneurs, you think you're going to start here and end here. And that does rarely happens, if not ever. It is up and down and over and twists and turns. And I've mentioned many times that overnight successes, people that say they're an overnight success, it took 10 years. So you have this great idea. You create a plan, you move forward until you reach your goal. Yeah, reality is much different. Entrepreneurship is more like a roller coaster with climbs, drops, twists, turns, pivots. Looking back over the last 4 years of Why Not Today, I can clearly see all those moments. You see those in your business? Where are you now? So today I want to take you on a behind the scenes of one of the Why Not Today journey, share where we've been and where we're headed and what I've learned along the way. And I'm super excited about everything with that program. So you're getting ready to go on the roller coaster, you're standing in line. There is that fear. Unless you're like an avid roller coaster person, I am not. I'll do it. Usually get talked into it. We'll talk about that in a minute. But there's fear of starting. So getting on the rides, you're standing in line and then I haven't been on a roller coaster in a while, but I remember the kids' days when I was a kid going to Kings Dominion. And the Rebel Yell was the most popular roller coaster. We stood in line forever. And as you're getting there, you're getting a little more nervous and a little more nervous. And so that was how I was with starting a podcast. I had this idea. My friend said, you should do it. It took me months to say, oh, there's my title. And it took me months then to get it started. Like anybody else in business, I did all the things except for doing the thing. I came up with a logo because I have graphic artists I work with. I came up with stickers. I did cups. I gave them as Christmas gifts, but I hadn't started. So it came with lots of fear and uncertainty. And so I always say I don't procrastinate, but I am deadline driven. And so I picked the date of March 5th. So if you don't know the story of Why Not Today, it's on my website. But it's named after my dad. And I started on March 5th, which happened to be his birthday and also the day he passed away. And so that was my deadline. I recorded the first episode on the Friday and posted on Saturday. So, you have to make a commitment. Like I had a personal commitment with the date. I think I told a couple of people. So telling other people that you're going to do it will help. And then having people encourage you and support you. So many people never get on the ride because they're waiting until they feel ready. And just like riding a roller coaster, you will never be ready. You just got to start. Like, why not today? So then once the ride begins, you don't know exactly where it'll take you. It could be a slow climb. It could be a quick, fast climb. I know for me, in starting two businesses, things happen pretty fast, pretty quickly. With the podcast, it was one episode at a time. Early podcast episodes were just anybody that walked past me. I'm sure they were not very good. I haven't gone back to listen to them. I didn't even have a microphone for the first year and a half. I actually talked to somebody the other day that she said she's thinking about doing a podcast, and she literally has bought all the equipment, but is too scared to start. So you got to start. So I started up the roller coaster, doing episodes every other week. There was one week that I didn't plan them very far in advance, and I was out of town, and my guest canceled because she got sick. So I was walking with a friend, and I'm like, okay, who am I going to get? She's like, I've got something courageous. So she was on the podcast. And by the way, Teresa was one of the top episodes to listen to if you want to check out that one. So key point is that progress often feels slow while you're building it. So I did one episode, two episodes, a couple of people listened to it, and now we've had over 9,000, and it's growing quickly now with people checking it out. So then there's twists and turns as an entrepreneur. You're experimenting, you're learning, you're trying new things. I never think it's a failure if you try something that doesn't work. You just tried and it didn't work. So I am all about gathering people and connecting. And that's how I built my first business, relationships. Well, I figured out that I was trying to do all these things. So as I know, confused mind does nothing. And I think I was confusing people. And by the way, I love helping other businesses. So my friend Rachel had tea shop. So we started doing Why Not Today Connects with Tea. I tried a co-working event. Just meet me. It was this winter. Bring your laptop, bring your work. Let's have lunch and get work done. That was my intention. People came, just wanted to socialize. The first one was great. The second one, people said they were coming, they couldn't wait, and then everybody bailed. And nobody committed because I think time's so valuable. So I've done some other things, some painting events, which I do one that we will continue. But I'm very creative and I've come up with all these ideas. And my friend Robin keeps saying, you don't want to be an event planner, quit planning events. And so I have learned that that is not the lane I need to be in. Even though it's my strength and I love it and I keep going to it, it's not where I can impact the most people. And some things are fun and enjoyable, but they're not sustainable. So try things. If it doesn't work, try something else, tweak it a little bit, and that's okay. So many of you know that I started the Why Not Today Connects Luncheon 2.5 years ago. And it was great. It was fun. I had great speakers. We had great connections. I loved every bit of it. And every time I thought about maybe I don't want to continue it, one or two people would like, I love this luncheon. It's my favorite luncheon. And it was building community and connections. And it did have a great impact. However, it was a lot of work. And it was a lot of work trying to get people to come. And often people say, I love your luncheon. It's my favorite luncheon. And you shouldn't stop. And they've been there twice in 2.5 years. And so time is hard, I know. And so I made the decision after a sleepless night, which I'm trying to create a life that I can travel and do the things I want and not be ever locked into being here. And so when a friend asked me to come stay with her in September, and I knew I couldn't because I had the luncheon, I'm like, why am I doing this luncheon? So God kept me up all night, and I'm not announcing this anywhere other than this podcast, unless people ask. Like, I decided to stop the luncheon, and it was hard. And I know people have said to me afterwards, "Oh my gosh, I really loved your luncheon. I can't believe you're doing it." One person that did love the luncheon, a sponsor, was kind of hesitant to tell her, and she was like, applauded me for doing what was right for me, staying in my lane. And my word this year is anchor. I feel like I am anchored now on what I should be doing. Somebody over a year ago told me my lunch was a passion project, which it was, but it took me a while to let it go. I always say, I don't like being told what to do, even by me. So when she told me that, I'm like, put my heels in even further, but I let it go. So sometimes growth and growing your business and growing you is letting go of something good so you can focus on something great. Several people have also said, why don't you just do a lunch every once in a while? I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to do a lunch, I'm going to do it with all the people I love and respect and lift me up and not be pouring into other people. So if you're one of those people and you get an invite for lunch or coffee or something or a happy hour, yeah, let's get together. All right. So then there's also, as you're going up the roller coaster, the drop, like before you go back up. And so that's kind of how I felt with the luncheon. But I think once I felt in my heart that it was time, then I was like, all right, it is time to move and do other things. And so it has opened up my brain, my creativity, my time to look at where I'm going next. And so I'm looking at refocusing, simplifying, creating more space, building a stronger foundation. And so I'm building things up as we're starting to rise again. And there's cool things happening. I'll be sharing more. If you're listening to this in real time, it's coming out on Thursday, June 11th. We are relaunching the the Facebook group. If you're not part of it, it is going to be relaunched tomorrow on the 12th. And then I have some fun announcements, fun contests, and things happening that's starting next week. So hold on, the ride, we're going up. And so another thing I know about going on a roller coaster, unless you're a crazy roller coaster fanatic, that you can't do it alone. Like if you want to go on a roller coaster, you're always getting your friend to go with you. The last roller coasters we went to Universal Studios, and there was a couple roller coasters I didn't really want to go, but my friends encouraged me, grabbed my hand, like, let's go, you can do this, cheering you on, you're okay. And so I've learned that in business as well. that you can't do it alone. In my 31 career with Mary Kay, I had lots of mentors. Believe me, there's been lots of times I wanted to quit. I was just talking to somebody about this morning, but the thought of going to work for somebody else, I'm like, no, thank you. And I know when I'm having a bad day, when I really feel like quitting, and I'm discouraged, and that I needed to reach out to a mentor, call that person, even though the phone weighed a ton, call the person that's going to lift you up. Maybe it's listening to some training, a podcast, reading a positive book. Maybe it's going for a walk, but just clearing your brain and reaching up. You need those people that you can reach out to. So the last thing you want to do when things is hard is ask for help. One of the questions I ask in my Inner Circle weekly action sheet is, what was hard for you this week? Like, let's get it on the table. And then what can we do to make it better next week? And so that's how we work with helping the Inner Circle. So, not having somebody beside you for the ride is so important. So it's working with a coach. It's investing in yourself. I recently am working with a coach. The best coaches have coaches, and I upped it to the next level because I feel like I am ready to ride this roller coaster and get to the top and like ride it fast. And so I can't do it alone. And so every successful entrepreneur has people helping them navigate the ride. Nobody's successful on there. And then what I know after 31 years of building relationships is that part of the ride of a roller coaster is who's with you. And it's building those relationships, building contacts, connections, networking, referrals, community. It's building those people up and having your network of people that you can work with, that work with you, that know you. I often talk about my starfish story. If you haven't heard that, go on my website. You can actually get a starfish necklace, or there was an episode a month or so ago about starfish. Learn all about that. So one of my strengths is building those relationships and my creativity. And as I said, I love doing events, but I'm not an event planner. But that is my strength. And that's what gets me in trouble. Well, I have a good friend that owns a restaurant, and because I'm a little competitive, years ago, she wanted to get some more clientele coming in. It was a newer restaurant at that point. And so we went and heard a band. I'm like, you need to have bands. So I got the band's name, and I'm like, can I call them and book them? She's like, sure. And she literally had somebody doing events for her that would get a cut of it. And the competitiveness of me is, I bet I can get more people and make more money for you with my band than her event, which I did. And so I became the band booker, entertainment manager. I did a lot of things for her restaurant because that's who I am. I jump in, I help. I did everything but cook, except for I did make a few things for myself in the kitchen. But I would jump in and help. And then this thing called COVID happened, and she needed some creativity. She needed some help, and she needed some employees that she could get on board. So my time had opened up, and I'm like, sure, I'll help. And so that was so much fun. And we did so many fun, creative things. We did a patio kickoff party where we literally had a band of second line band come on a boat to the plaza with a fireworks show. We did pizza kits to go. We did picnic kits. Go get a picnic. We had blankets made, and you pick up your picnic. I mean, we did so many fun marketing ideas. I would go by and take pictures of drinks and show it. So it is really it's the creativity. It's building those relationships, getting people in the door there and creating connections, and helping people see the opportunities. And that was what I was able to do with Vicki, other businesses, and that's really what I love. So where is the Why Not Today roller coaster going next? So as I shared, I have decided to let go of the luncheon, no more events. And if you hear me say I'm planning an event, just tell me to stop. It's not what I need to do. But so really where my joy is helping service-based entrepreneurs, the restaurant, the mortgage broker, the decorator, the organizer, the real estate agent. I just talked to somebody, she's a recruiter, somebody has a cabinet business. That's where my joy is, helping them. And then obviously I've been in the world of women, so helping women, and then helping them find clients. Like, where are their customers? Where are their best clients? Help them build confidence and consistent action. And so those are so important. Are we just networking for our ego just to show up? Are we networking so much that we don't have time to follow up? Are we not networking and not being in the right rooms because it scares us? We're going to start talking about those things. So I have updated the Why Not Today Inner Circle. It's a coaching program, and we are taking it to Inner Circle 2.0 as we celebrate the second anniversary. And I'm actually adding a new momentum level where if you want some one-on-one coaching, so get it done. Just like me, you're like, I am ready to move and I just need to move fast. And so I'm looking to bring people along with me on the journey. So I'm taking everything I've learned and learning and sharing with others to shorten learning for you guys. So that's where I'm going. So there's lots of cool things happening. There is a courage method. I'm going to start teaching. We're going to have modules with training, all kinds of cool stuff that we're launching. Officially, the first call will be in July as we celebrate our second anniversary. And so that's where we're going now. So be on the lookout for new things happening. I am looking for people to, one, give me your feedback. See if this inner circle is something you think other people would be interested in as we're going forward, or if it's something for you. So this roller coaster ride, I'm sure, is not over. In fact, I feel like we're climbing. There's going to be more twists and turns and pivots ahead. Who knows where we're going? And there always will be. The difference now is I have more clarity. I know where I'm headed, and I really know where I want to help. We all start a business wanting to help everybody, and we can't. So if you're on your own entrepreneurial roller coaster, remember that you don't have to ride alone. So as I introduce the Courage Method framework next week on the podcast, I am looking to grow, as I said, the Inner Circle Momentum programs to help service-based industries and entrepreneurs grow their business with more confidence, consistency, and clarity. I talked to somebody earlier today, and I said, what's the hardest thing for you? She goes, it's me, getting out of my way. Although she's a recruiter, throwing you under the bus first. She's a recruiter, and yet she hasn't gotten help. And so that's so hard to let go of it. And it's our baby. So who's ready to go on a ride with me? As one of my mentors, Mary Kay, her symbol for success was going up the roller coaster. So who's ready to go with me up the roller coaster and see where we can go? So thanks again for listening to Why Not Today podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, post it on social media, or leave a review. It helps us reach more entrepreneurs who are ready to grow their business and take action on what matters most. And you can learn all about Why Not Today on whynottodaymovement.com, and of course the Facebook group where I'm going to put a lot of things. So got a fun workshop coming at the end of this month on where are my people? Let's build those relationships, guys. So remember, you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to take the one next big step or little step and ask yourself, why not today? All right. Thanks again for joining me, and why not today? I'm excited. Who's ready to go on the ride? Woo! Bye.